I am Maestro Drake, and is that Lex Luthor or a race car driver? It looks like Gordon, Gordon the race car driver, but with no hair. I have no idea what's going on. The only Lex Luthor I'm looking forward to is Michael Cudlitz in the final season of Superman and Lois. Also, the George Floyd backlash is real. Um, I'm going to say something controversial. I think the cop who ended up killing him, even though he would have died of a drug overdose anyway, the cop should have been found guilty of causing his death, much like O.J. Simpson. You know, as much as black people want to see the racist white guy go to jail, they want to get paid. They want to get paid. O.J. Simpson had to pay the family for the rest of his life until he died. He had to pay the Goldmans for the rest of his life. I mean, it's like here, temporary insanity, political asylum, go away. Go to another country, don't come back. And that would have been it rather than just see. I mean, I think that one cop that killed the black dude that slashed his tires. He had to go to jail. Oh, perfect storm of racist cops and stupid black people, and that's how we had Rodney King happen with the LA riots. I know, I was 14. And no, you're not going to tell me how to do my channel. If I want to put some breaking news in the beginning, I'll do it. That's the way I'll do it. If you have a YouTube channel, you can do it your way. Let's talk about the Atari Amico, but actually, it's over for Tommy. It's over for Tommy Tallarico. Now, before we cover this, I can't understand how you had big YouTubers after what happened with Mike Kennedy, right? Mike Kennedy uh, gaslit a lot of people. And, remember when? Play again with this stupid Coleco Chameleon. I'm like, you would think after Pat the NES Punk covered all that, that people had enough intelligence, just like with the people who should have enough intelligence to know what's going on in 2020, right? And with James Gunn tweeting too much, that they would say, oh no, this is another one. This is a sequel to this bullshit. But not everybody's aware of things all the time. We're not. There's some things I wasn't even aware of Primos from Disney until like last night. I wasn't aware that there was a Chicano show that they were attempting to be diverse in the Chicano American arena. And then they quickly gave it up, probably for tax purposes. Who knows? So after the Coleco Chameleon died, and rightfully so, then Tommy Tallarico had I don't know. I know Pat the NES Punk and Mr. John Hancock are going to cover this. They have to. So then came the Intellivision Amico, which the first video I think Pat covered, it looked legit. Like you had all these people that looked like, they could be at your PTA meeting. They look very, like they look like a council of a community members, right? They look like nice people. But then Tommy started changing the script about how the distribution was going to happen, the conditions for the system. All this stuff was happening, and it's like, what is this about, Tommy? So Tommy looked more guilty as time went on. So here we are now, and let's take a look. Atari buys Intellivision brand, ending longest running console war in history, by Todd Spangler. So when I covered the demo for the Amico, the Intellivision Amico, that was their last chance. The cornhole game, the demonstration of the system, and Pat the NES Punk pointed out a lot of things wrong with that demonstration of the Amico. The console was just underneath the box lid. You put styrofoam in between. You put packing peanuts, whatever you have to do. You don't put a console in a thin, especially a thin cardboard box, to ship out to people, because if that thing gets damaged, it gets damaged, right, before like brand new. So that was one of the list of problems. And then after the death of the Amico, I covered the video, and then I covered the um, one of Tommy Tallarico's last videos, or he has a YouTube channel. So Tommy Tallarico has a YouTube channel, and he was trying to somehow get the approval of Ralph Baer, the godfather of video games, who passed away 10 years ago. And he was trying to get his grandson to sign off on, or his son son or grandson to sign off on his Amico, but you could tell that the grandson was not having any of that shit. So he was talking about his museum, but Tommy wanted to talk about his stuff. I mean, it was slimy. It was just selfish. So I covered those two videos on my channel and Intellivision. So let's take a look let's finally get to this article after 5 minutes. For fans of old school games, it's kind of like Coke acquiring Pepsi, or even Disney acquiring WB or some shit, or Nintendo buying Sony or Sony buying Nintendo. Even though it's funny that Nintendo is doing another Sony project, besides with allowing Donkey Kong and Jumpman in Pixels. That was a Sony movie. So Atari, which produced one of the first hit home game consoles, announced a deal to acquire the brand of longtime rival Intellivision and the rights to more than 200 games from Intellivision. So, entertainment. Atari and Intellivision battled it out what is considered the game industry's first console war, starting in the late 70s. Hey, my years. The first Intellivision home video game console was released by Mattel Electronics in 1979, selling an estimated 5 million units through 1990, and it vied for market share against the Atari 2600, which was released in 1977. I thought it was 1976. Mattel even recruited actor George Plimpton. Yes, hello everyone. Which one would you rather have, this one or that one? So George appeared in a series of ads comparing the two systems, as well as the 8-minute video shown at the Gamescom trade show. Okay. Founded in 1972, Atari is currently owned by France's Atari SA, formerly called Infogrames. Yep, or Infogrames. Yeah, I remember that. And has focused on cultivating a lineup of retro games. Atari's iconic games include Pong, Asteroid, Centipede, and Missile Command. Well, I gotta tell you what, before we go any further, the Atari flashbacks are going to have a way bigger library. I'll tell you that right now. Atari's 60th anniversary. Can we get that out of the fucking way? Is that Tommy? No, that's not Tommy. I don't know if that's Tommy. If that's Tommy, goodbye, Tommy. With the Atari deal, Intellivision Entertainment will rebrand and continue its business of developing and distributing the Amico game console. What? No. No, 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 no. You know what? I was going to troll everybody and put the Atari Amico is coming. And now I really have to, I was going to do it to troll you, but now I really have to mean what I say. Really? The Atari Amico. With the license from Atari to continue to distribute new versions of the Intellivision games portfolio of the Amico. Don't do that. No. The Atari Amico. So, on the Amico console, Intellivision claims it's had the first 16-bit game console a full 2 generations before it became the industry standard. What 16-bit console would that be? This is a very rare opportunity to unite former competitors and bring together fans of Atari Intellivision, the golden age of gaming, said Wade Rosen, chairman and CEO of Atari. Mike Mika, studio head at Digital Eclipse, an Atari-owned game studio, added, uniting Atari and Intellivision after 45 years ends the longest-running console war in history. Whatever that means, because it's a dead battlefield. It's like a Nazi, it's like a German soldier and an American soldier fighting it out in an arm wrestling contest, and like everybody's like, "Oh, they're still fighting the war? Damn, okay, they're still too old." Atari said it will seek to expand digital and physical distribution of legacy Intellivision games, as well as potentially create new games and explore brand and licensing opportunities as part of a long-term plan, quote unquote, to create a value from the Intellivision properties. Atari has been a valuable partner, and we have every confidence they will be responsible steward of the stored Intellivision brand. Phil Adams, CEO of Intellivision Entertainment, said in a statement, "We look forward to our expanded collaboration and the prospect of bringing a broad array of new titles to the Amico family gaming." Just drop the Amico gaming platform. To mark the deal, Atari is selling new Intellivision t-shirts starting Thursday on its website, with more Intellivision apparel and collectibles to come. Okay. We don't need the Atari Amico, do we? Is it necessary? I don't think it is. I think the people suffer enough. I mean, think of all those stupid YouTubers, and I don't mean to say they were all like that, including Fat Rich of Review Tech USA. They all try to cover that Amico like it was good. Now I bet you they'll come back and be like, "Oh no, it's different. It's Atari Amico." Like, remember the Atari box? That was a failure. So yeah, acquisitions happen. Um, uh, it is it's of two old soldiers in a long dead war, but there it is. I don't think this really matters to me. It shouldn't matter to you. I mean, we care more about what Nintendo's up to, what Sony's up to, maybe what Xbox, maybe they'll buy up Microsoft. Who knows? The Microsoft Amico. I don't know. Um, I think these days we're just going to buy whatever we want to buy. We go back and buy our old games. You know what? I saw somebody quit, kind of quietly rage quit Hellblade 2 to play Spyro. What a fun time that was. Anyway, I haven't had my breakfast yet. Moving on. I'll be covering some Guillermo del Toro tonight.